very cloudy here in Charlotte, but State's future seems bright this season. And one of the big reasons for that is it seems like you guys have been super active in the transfer portal. You got 2 offensively skilled guys over there from the portal, Chaz Wallace from Colorado, a couple of defensive guys from the Big Ten and SEC. My question to you is, how much of a role has the transfer portal played for you and your program?
I think year to year, for us, it's just another method of adding talent, adding the key ingredients to the roster, and it's all based on need and where you may have a void. In the past, pre-portal, you would look into the junior college areas and sometimes find a transfer that was a grad to fill a spot where maybe you had an injury or a player left early to go to the NFL. Obviously, as you guys know now, there's outflow and inflow coming in at different times, differently than there ever has been. And so for us, it's assessing your roster. It's never ending. It changes weekly on kind of where you're at, based on the health of what's going on, who's coming back, where you think you need to be better. And just getting into last season and how all this stuff came together. I mean, we've revamped our recruiting office 2 years ago, and once this stuff started, felt like we were chasing our tails a little bit. And so really came up with a plan, really based on NFL model on how they assess, how they evaluate once players are deemed players they would want on their rosters, how do they go about the process, and then integrating that into our program, have a great recruiting staff. And so it was regionally based, and you look at Jordan and Grayson, 2 guys that chose to move on from their schools. They were guys that are in-state players to us, and guys that I knew would have personal value in staying home and doing something with a team that has the largest alumni base in the state. And sometimes things just kind of click, and there was a bunch of guys in this cycle that wanted to come back to the state. Noah Rogers, Dalen Smothers, several guys, that were from Raleigh or from North Carolina that left and wanted to return back closer to their families and be a part of our program. And we were just able to get the right type of guys. And that's the biggest thing, when you want talent, that's one thing. Being here 12 years now, I'm not going to take a risk on the culture with that talent. You have to find guys that fit what we're all about. And it's earned, not given. It's guys that want to work and that enjoy the brotherhood of the game, that are willing to sacrifice for the cause. And that's really, we were blessed this year. We had a bunch of really good players that fit the kind of the design of what we were doing, that fit the returning players as well. Guys like Davin that have helped build this program. We don't want to sacrifice all the hard work of the players that have been here for a guy that's just coming in for a year. They needed to understand that they were joining something and in that helping them continue to grow what we do and increase what we're doing. And so we're very pleased. Obviously 2 of the guys are here, but the team's, pretty mixed. If you look at that recruiting class, there's still a great emphasis in high school recruiting as well.
Coach, follow the center aisle up to the left, gentleman in the white shirt.
Coach, these last couple of years, your team has talked about wanting to be different, doing things that take this program to the next level. What have you seen from your guys this year in 24 that might prove that they are different?
Again, let's follow the center aisle up, this time to the right, gentleman in the green.
Corey Smith with Pack Pride. Dave, the last few years, the running game hasn't quite been there for this offense, but you get a guy like Jordan Waters out of the portal. How much better does that make this run game, and do you feel like that's more of a bell cow back type of guy for this offense too?
Yeah, Jordan's going to help us in the run game for sure. I think, the whole offense in general, it always starts with what is the quarterback going to do, right? And we feel great about what Grayson can do. And then the offensive line, the blocking schemes that those guys are good at, and the depth that you have there, how the tight end plays into that run game. And then the receivers, the blocking on the perimeter is critical. It is. And so there's no doubt being balanced on offense is something that I like. At the same time, we're going to play to our strengths. And to answer that question today, we need to get on the grass. We need to go through training camp. We need to see where we're at. I feel good about not just Jordan, but the running back room in general. It's a good room. There's great leadership. but there's good depth and there's competition, and the guys are working hard. And Jordan's done a really nice job showing them what it looks like, coming back from the season he had last year. And you have young guys below him, and that's part of your job as an older player is this is what it looks like, this is what it doesn't look like, and holding those guys to a standard. And as we get into this, I know Coach and I and the staff on offensive football has changed a lot. You guys know that with the rule changes in football, with the linemen downfield and RPOs and the tempo, and now you have another change. You have sideline communication, which allows our coaches to speak to these guys in the huddle on the field. And so you're going to see another evolution in how that plays into offensive football this fall, which really hasn't been talked about a lot. But, I'm excited to see how that does things for us and how we can take advantage of what those rules bring. And, I think for Grayson and for any quarterback, he would tell you, having a run game helps. It changes the coverages you're throwing the ball against. It does. And if they're worried about what's going on with those handoffs and the pressure we can put on people, not just with the runs, but the RPOs behind them, it opens up a lot of things. And when you're talking about getting one-on-one coverage with the receivers that we now have, obviously KC coming back, but ways Dakari Collins came on in the spring, the way that, we've seen Wesley Grimes and Noah Rogers come in also from the transfer portal, the weapons are different for him out there. And so it really plays into the entire thing. And not that you just call plays where you're taking what they give, but sometimes you are, and when you can spread the ball around to different people, it just opens up things and creates a different pressure system on the defensive coordinator. And that's one of the things that I really like about football. It's just trying to create chaos on the other side of the football. If you're on offense, if you're on defense, whatever that is, let's make their jobs really hard.
Coach, right side, front row, right in front of you.
Coach, Dan Tortora, WakeUpCallDT.com. How are you?
Good, bud.
Looking at the fact that, like you said, you've spent a lot of time within the ACC, you've seen change. You've seen new institutions come in now, SMU, Cal, Stanford. We see accomplished greatness, but when you look at this conference throughout, how would you define it and who's coming in and what this looks like as you step forward as a coach, one of the longest tenured coaches in the conference?
I think maximizing the gift that God gave you, to me, one of the tenets, one of the standards of our program is no underachievement allowed, and I think that's just maximizing the opportunity you have as a person. Accomplishing greatness is that, when you go to bed and lay your head down at night, did you do everything you could that day to be the best version of yourself? And if I get enough players and coaches to do that on a daily basis compared to those we compete against, the score ends up being the consequence of those actions. And, what does greatness look like for NC State? Obviously, we want to hold that trophy up at the end of the year, okay? And there's a lot of ways to define it. But day in and day out, it's about maximizing the gift. I think we're all, you expect to wake up every day. You expect for things to be a certain way, and we all know that's not reality. Every day we get is a blessing. And so taking advantage of that blessing, it's something that, the older I get, the more that I value. I do. And really the relationships and the gratitude I have for the staff that I get to work with, for the players that I get to coach. I mean, I got a great job. I got great guys to work with, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that these guys are here. I'm thankful that they're getting ready to go to work and the work they put in this summer. And they know it's going to be hard, and I look forward to that with them. When you talk about accomplishing greatness, I don't think it's just something you can define in one sentence. I mean, football seasons are crazy. I mean, the emotional swings that take place day to day, minute to minute, the amount of things that happen over the course of the year and how fast it goes within that million things that goes on. It's going to be a fun journey with these guys. And so just, really thankful for the opportunity to do this with them and looking forward to where it goes.
Coach, thank you. You referenced these guys. Let's go ahead and start meeting these guys. You can trade places with Grayson. Grayson, if you would, please come up. And folks, once again, if you would, please reintroduce yourselves and the media outlet that you were with. That would be great. Looking for the first hand that goes up. And Grayson, we're going to come back to the gentleman in the white shirt just up the center aisle and to the left.
Grayson Boone, Locked on Wolfpack. Grayson, talk about what it's like being in a new program, your last year of college football eligibility, and you're being tasked as a leader. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's refreshing to be in a new spot, an unbelievable opportunity for me to put on the red and black and represent NC State. So, first of all, just extremely excited for the opportunity that Coach Doeren's given me. And as an older guy, I know that's my responsibility, especially as the quarterback, is to lead the guys, set the example, come in every day and show them how it's done. And the transition was really smooth, and those guys kind of showed me how we do it in Raleigh. And now that I know the standard and know what we do, now it's my expectation and my job, my responsibility to come in every day and lead the guys. And that starts, obviously with my actions, and then being more vocal on the field and just leading those guys in the right direction every day.
Grayson, again, up the center aisle, back to the right.
Corey Smith with Pack Pride. Grayson, I wanted to ask you about the in-helmet communication and that being a part of this as well. How much have you guys prepared for that ahead of fall camp, or how much is that kind of an emphasis heading into fall camp as well?
Yeah, it was something that we implemented in the spring. We're able to get that going, and something that's great. I think it's it's about time that college football did that. I think obviously as a quarterback, it makes my job a lot easier. I know for play callers and things like that, it kind of simplifies it for us. But it was awesome. You have hiccups with the mics and things like that on a day-to-day basis. But it's just like anything. The more you use it, the better you'll get with it. But yeah, it's been great. It was awesome to do it for the first time, and like I said, kind of simplifies things for me, and we're able to communicate quicker and better. So yeah, it was awesome. Looking forward to using it in the fall.
Grayson, we're going to stay on that road. Just a couple of slots over to your right.
Colby Trotter, technician. Grayson, I was curious if there was like a moment or conversation with our player coach that really convinced you that State was a place for you to be in your last year.
Yeah, just on my visit, walking into the place, just kind of overwhelmed with the facilities, and then as I get there and able to talk to Coach Doeren, Coach Roper, Coach Anai, and then meet some of the guys, it's an unbelievable place to be. The culture is extremely strong. Coach Doeren's been there for obviously over 10 years, and the standard that he's set in place, and the play style that the football team has week in and week out, the toughness and the grit, the blue collar mentality, kind of the chip on their shoulder. That's been me. That's been me my whole career. So I think it's a perfect fit. It's a perfect mold for me to go in there and get the job done. But it's been awesome, unbelievable transition. Just really grateful for the opportunity to be the quarterback at NC State.
Grayson, now we're going to go right in front of him. Next gentleman up.
Tyler Budge, CF Budge. Grayson, I see the hair starting to come back. Will the mullet be back in full force this season?
It's coming, baby. It's coming. I showed up to Raleigh with a buzz cut, and the guys were wondering what was going on. So I got a lot of mullet requests, and I'm bringing it back for the guys. So ready to let this thing go.
And sort of as a follow-up, when you committed to Coastal Carolina back in 2018, they were just in their second year as an FBS program. Now, this year, you're going to be the starter in a power conference team. Can you describe what that journey has been like going from Coastal to now?
Yeah, God works in mysterious ways. God's so good, and kind of surreal for me to be here at ACC Media Day going into year 6 as the quarterback at NC State. So it's been an unbelievable journey, a lot of ups, few downs, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm so excited for this upcoming year, and just so grateful. Every day I walk in the building with a smile on my face because I truly am grateful to be in Raleigh and to be with the guys. So obviously wouldn't trade my time at Coastal Carolina for anything. It kind of made me who I am, and love that place. But looking forward and really excited to be in Raleigh to play for NC State.
Grayson, your last question will come from right up there in front of you, to your right.
Grayson, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. You went into it a little bit of your relationship with Coach and why that spoke to you, but you said being around the guys, like something just sold you on the Wolfpack to know that there's one more ride, one more opportunity this season for you. What is it about the culture and the environment of this team that you felt like had to be a place for you to spend that last year?
The best football teams I've been on are player-led teams, and you get that vibe right when you walk into the building. You have guys like Davin Vann and players that have been there a long time that have put in the work and kind of set the standard and continue to build on it year in, year out. And, sitting down talking to the guys, it really, I know everybody says it, but it truly is like a family identity in that building. Like, the guys love each other, and it's a special place to be. Like Coach said, he's around great staff, great players. Like, he loves doing what he do, and like, I'm the same exact way. You walk in that building and like it's a good time to be there. Like, it's exciting to be in there with the guys. And I mean, whenever I walked in and walked out on my visit, I knew that was the place for me. And you know, a lot of buzz in Raleigh right now with you know, obviously the men's and women's basketball team and baseball. So a lot of energy, a lot of support from the fans in the community, and ready to get this thing rolling, take this momentum, and keep it going. So, thank you.
Grayson, thank you. We can switch places with Davin, and we'll have Mr. Vann come up and spend a little bit of time with us. Once again, folks, please introduce yourselves and the outlet that you are with. We will look for hands in the air. Who would like the first question? We're going to take it to the right side. Davin, the gentleman with the glasses, about fourth row near the camera.
Hey, Davin, Brian Purr with Pack Pride. I just wanted to ask you about how this stepping up as a defensive leader this year. It's the second year in the number 1 jersey. I mean, a big name to a lot of NC State fans. Peyton Wilson off the NFL now. How much are you specifically looking forward to stepping up as a leader on the defensive side of the ball?
I'm looking forward to it a lot. You know, I had some great guys in front of me coming up. Drake, Peyton, Zay, all those guys. So they've taught me a lot in my 4 years that I've been here. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm excited to, you know, take charge and be the leader of the defense.
Davin, a follow-up to that from the podium. You were awarded the number 1 jersey. Coach Doeren said because you play with one speed. What speed is that?
100%. 100% of the time, you know. That's something Coach Thunder has helped instill in me, and Coach Gibby too. Just playing 100%, giving it all you got every time you go out there. So that's my one speed.
Next question, right side, third row, right in the middle.
Hey, Scout Hughes from WBRF. You guys only leave the state 3 times to play at Clemson, California, and then Georgia Tech. How important is that to play most of your games within the state of North Carolina this season?
You know, that's real important. We have a great fan base. You know, Wolfpack Nation helps us a lot in games. You know, they bring the energy and stuff like that. So I think that playing most of our games in-state is a really good opportunity for us, and we're going to enjoy every moment of it.
Davin, from the podium, you were a wrestler in high school, heavyweight division. How does your wrestling background help you in football?
It helps me a lot. Wrestling has taught me a lot about, you know, self-discipline, body leverage, body control, things like that. So it's helped take my game to the next level. You know, originally I didn't really want to wrestle, but my mom kind of forced me to. So I'm appreciative of that. But yeah, it's helped me a lot for sure.
Front row, right in front of you, to your right.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. The video, that decision for you to come back, just that moment, going through that whole process, bring me into that and how much fun that was to do with your family, and also the why of doing that. Because when we hear from NC State, there's something about when you're there, you stay. And Coach was talking about, you know, that nucleus, that culture. So why did you decide to do it one more time?
You know, there was a lot of things that I wanted to work on personally, and Coach Doeren has helped me a lot with those things, mentally, emotionally, and physically as well. But it was more of the mental and emotional part. That was really one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to stay. And I also felt like there was a lot of unfinished business that I had to, you know, wrap up before I left. So those were kind of the biggest factors in why I stayed.
Diving back towards that center camera, gentleman with the green shirt.
Corey Smith from Pack Pride. There's been a lot of talk this offseason about the revamped offense and how good this offense is going to be. You know, on the defensive side of the football, you guys taking that a little bit personally? Is, you know, maybe the side of the ball is getting a little bit overlooked this offseason?
Of course, we take it a little bit personally, but I mean, it's understandable. I mean, a lot of people think that because we lost Peyton, we lost our whole defense, but that's definitely not the case. You know, the transfer portal has helped play a really big role in that. We got some dogs that are ready to go out there and go play, so our defense is going to be real good.
Davin, your last question from the podium. You spoke about family. You've got your younger brother on campus, redshirt freshman Rylan. Do you give him his space? Do you guys hang out a whole lot? Does he have his own identity? Describe that relationship.
Yeah, we see each other every day. I mean, of course, in the weight room and stuff, but we love hanging out outside of football. You know, having my little brother at NC State with me kind of takes the brotherhood aspect of football to a whole new level. So I really enjoy being, you know, a part of his college football journey, and I really enjoy him being part of mine. So,
Davin, thank you. You can switch places with Jordan, and we'll finish up our time with the Wolfpack with Jordan Waters. Jordan, as you get set, your first question will come to your left, second row.
Mayor Dunchemont, the Players Lounge. How are you today, Jordan?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So you transferred in from Duke. Can you share a little bit about your transition into the Wolfpack?
That transition was great. Everybody welcomed me with open arms. There was no ego. Everybody knew what we came to do, and nobody felt any type of way. And everybody's great, man. I love to be here. I'm excited, I'm happy, and I'm blessed.
Jordan, a follow-up to that from the podium. You were with one family for so long. How have you approached being the new guy in the new family?
Just the same way I did that one. Like I said, everybody welcomed me with open arms. There's great coaches, great staff. No one treated me differently because I come down the road. Coach D welcomed me. We went fishing a couple times, and I beat him in fishing. So it's been fun. So you beat me in fishing? Kind of.
Jordan, to your right, third row.
How you doing, Jordan?
I'm good.
TJ Wilkerson from 90.9 The Light. My question for you is, coming into this program and working with guys like Robert and Nye, the offensive coordinator, what has that been like for you, especially from a guy that's been at so many other stints?
Oh, it's been fun. When I first got here, we went in and he showed me all the film of him lining running backs up in the slot, the wide out, and I feel like I fit right in. I feel like I can play all 3 downs, catch the ball, anything, and I feel like I can fit right in.
First row, Jordan, right in front of you to the right.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Jordan, for you, there's a history at NC State of some strong running backs, and what does that mean to be able to carry that torch? You have one more season, one more go at it. How would you like to be remembered in that long line of reputable running backs?
I got one more year, and I just want to be remembered as a great teammate. I do want to come in here, play some good ball, rush for a lot of yards, but just to come in and be a good person and be the best team I could and be remembered as a great person.
Jordan, we'll go back to the right side, third row with TJ.
So, Jordan, in high school, you played running back, wide receiver, and quarterback. Is that correct?
Correct.
What is it about the running back position that you love so much compared to the other two?
It's easy for me to get the ball. All I got to do is turn around, hand it off to him. But it's fun. Like, I came in as a safety, and that wasn't for me. I went to running back, and all I got to do is go out there and run and not get hit or try not to get hit. So it's like backyard football.
Anything else for Jordan at the podium? Seeing none, Jordan, good luck. Wolfpack, thank you very much. Folks, due up in the room at 11 o'clock is Syracuse. We'll see you then.